talk about our guy Mark Ruffalo. They knew Tommy. It's interesting. So you think about Mark Ruffalo's career over the last couple of years, right? He did Dark Water.
Waters.
He's doing this Dark Waters. Sorry. He's doing this album. He did Spotlight. He's done some really really heavy like
Foxcatcher, another one.
Foxcatcher, exposing issues around mental health, government, doing terrible things, I guess we'll just say. And then he's also the Hulk. He's Bruce Banner, So there's like this kind of stark contrast between him like getting that bag and like doing the things that he's passionate about. He's obviously a very thoughtful guy, very activist. And I give him a lot of credit for following the things that he cares about and using his work to prop those issues up. Watching, I know this much is true, his new HBO show where he plays twin brothers, one who is schizophrenic and the other who is kind of like the linchpin of this family holding things together, but obviously also very troubled by his family's history. I found myself kind of wanting Mark Ruffalo to take a step back and do something a little bit more fun, because it might be the situation we're in, and this dropping during a very heavy time for a lot of people in general. But I found this 1 hour to be a very tough watch, a very tough hang, this show. Did you feel similar?
Yeah, it's just exhausting subject matter. And by all accounts, that's just the way that story goes. And for shows like that, they're largely designed around their star, and they're just a vehicle to showcase good acting and hopefully pursue awards. In the case of HBO, a limited series, I think Mark's chances are strong in that camp. But it just, I don't know if it's going to be a fun time, even abbreviated to 6 hours. So it's, I would not begrudge anyone if they were like, yeah, I'm just not feeling that at this time. And I don't even know if I don't think it's bad. It just happens to be, what it's about might not be super engaging to a lot of people right now. But I mean, Mark Ruffalo is a great actor, and I think he is giving two pretty distinct performances as these brothers already, showing a lot of pent up rage as the one brother, and then obviously playing someone with a mental illness naturally lends itself to a different sort of range. So, yeah, it's for me, I'm almost a little biased too, because I found it more engaging because this was shot in and around my hometown. So that I'm recognizing locales, and I know we're going to get some flashback scenes once the Italian manuscript becomes a framing device. When we're going back in time, that was literally filmed in Poughkeepsie. So I'm just going to be looking for things I recognize, like seeing the Mid-Hudson Bridge pretty obviously in those tracking shots in the first episode. So that's cool, I guess, for me. But yeah, in terms of the story, I'm like, well, nice to see Catherine Hahn. Yeah. I always like her, Juliette Lewis, good too.
Yeah, Juliette Lewis was the one I was probably most excited to see, because Catherine Hahn I think has been a little bit more in vogue recently. She had the HBO show, and we are both tuned into The Ringer, and they've been standing her, I think, since they talked about Step Brothers on the rewatchables. But I would seeing Juliette Lewis and seeing her kind of play this very like on edge, like translator person who obviously has their own mental health issues. I think that was the part where I just was like, oh wow, the show is going to be super exhausting to watch. And I agree. I think the acting overall is pretty good. The performances are good, but like just thinking about what happens in the first episode, first 5 minutes, the brother who has schizophrenia cuts his right hand off or left hand off, I can't remember which one, in a public place, and then the other brother has to come and make the decision if he should put the hand back on. There's allusions to abuse towards children, them as children from the stepfather growing up, or at least towards the boy who's schizophrenic. Mom gets cancer. He goes to have this transcript made as a gift to her, and then this person also seems to be having mental health issues. And then he has to chase his brother across a highway. I mean, like, it's tough. Like, it's like one heavy thing after another. Then like the final scene with him his I guess ex-wife or estranged wife at this point, and that ends in a way that's just super heavy. I just was like, ooh, like emotional low at the end of this episode.
Yeah.
And I don't know the story, so I'm not sure how many emotional highs are coming. That's my worry.
I don't know it either. I know this book was from I think the 90s. It was Oprah Winfrey's book club. Really blew it up. Rosie O'Donnell is going to be coming into the show as the social worker. That's a lot of love for that performance from her. So that's cool, I guess. But to that point, there's illusions of abuse to come from that medical, quote unquote, medical facility that the brother has been assigned. So yeah, it doesn't sound like it's going to be the funnest time. 6 hours only, though, I guess is enough for me to finish, of course. But yeah, it's a lukewarm endorsement. Let's put it that way.
I think I'm gonna hold Betty on reserve to watch right after the show. It's like
it's a good idea.
I can just relax after watching.